Margaret Kuhlman of Soul Astrology. The extraordinary thing about this new moon is that, depending perhaps which program you use, it's shown as being at the very last minute of the last degree of Aquarius, or perhaps 0 degrees Pisces. But in the program that I use, it shows the moon as moving into Pisces 11 seconds after it touches the sun, and the sun moving into Pisces in 3 minutes. So it really is on the edge, on the brink between the two signs. Pisces is not about action, it's about surrender to the flow. So to be poised on the brink may feel like standing at the edge of the ocean about to dive in, but poised in that moment. And this sets the seal for the month. So perhaps this month is about being poised, having come to our conclusions, our wonderfully humanitarian solutions for problems, and yet needing to be in touch with the emotional flow, the spiritual flow, the emotions of those round us, the needs of situations, to be in touch with all of that before we act. And there in this chart you can see at the end of Pisces we have Venus and Mars about to tip over into Aries, the sign of action. But the Sun will spend all the month going through Pisces. So it's as though there is a caution against acting too precipitately, coming to conclusions too soon with not quite enough information. And it is during this month that Uranus squares Pluto for the last time for many, many years. It's the 7th of 7 contacts that they've made. Since 2012 we've been experiencing the turbulence, this particular overthrowing of perceived safe foundations, the discovery that they're not safe at all, and so each individual coming for themselves to the conclusion that things could be different. So this pattern of the energy about to tip into Aries, it's also linked with a trine aspect, that blue line, to Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn can put the brakes on things. It cautions us to pay attention to the bigger picture. And both ends of this trine have really lovely sextiles, the green lines, to Mercury in Aquarius. The ability to stand back and see, to observe the truth of things, to pay attention to the needs. In fact, operating from that position, it would be as well that we did wait before acting. Because sometimes the humanitarian principles, when stated baldly and without empathy, can ride over individual needs. Perhaps that's why there is this gentle holding back. Jupiter in Leo is being pointed at by that double quincunx from Chiron and Pluto, suggesting that even when we are celebrating and enjoying being ourselves, we need to be careful that we're not trampling on someone else's feelings, that we're not taking what someone else needs just for our own pleasure. The caution is there too. But here, what we find is that if we do pay attention to those other things, if we remain in touch with people and their reality, then our joy in life is of true service. The Sun and Moon and Neptune, after all, are at right angles square to Saturn, so it's quite possible for us to make mistakes in summing up situations this month. And the trine from Uranus in Aries on the South Node to Jupiter suggests that enjoying being ourselves is the way to bring harmony into our relationships, the North Node in Libra, to be true and real and honest. The full moon chart for the 5th of March suggests much more activity. Mars right on the South Node in Aries, and Uranus and Venus not far ahead. All of them at right angles to Pluto, just before that last square is completed. I think it will be difficult not to be involved in some exchanges that may be uncomfortable in their honesty, but still need to be said. And if you've already reached that place in your relationships, this may be the time to expand outwards and take that honesty into the community. Mercury is still in Aquarius, concerned with how society works, able to take the dispassionate view in our communications. Sun on Chiron, opposite Moon in Virgo, suggests a lot of healing, a lot of caring, a lot of trying to make the world a better place, both working in harmony with the transformation Pluto is trying to bring about. So let us stay poised this month, ready to move with the flow of what feels right as we go along, but not taking a dogmatic stand or acting too soon. The impulse to watch out for and beware of is impatience. To be driven by fear or impatience could be a really difficult thing to do this month, bringing inevitable regret. What will keep us on track constantly is the memory that our heart is in touch with the loving spirit all the time. While the sun is moving through Pisces, it's much easier to be aware of this. So just keep coming back to the heart. Burst forth in joy upon the world, and let your tears flow like Buddha's tears for the suffering. There is no difference between one emotion and another in the flow of life through the human soul. And when you have laughed and cried for yourself and the world, close your eyes and breathe the new air. The time is coming when all will be cleared, and the sun will break through your misty pre-dawn cares.